There comes a time in life when you're forced to walk alone. Not because the world left you, but because your soul demands silence. Silence from the chaos. Silence from the expectations. Silence from the noise of people who never truly saw you. Being alone is not a curse. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. In fact, being alone is the beginning of becoming whole. It's in your solitude that your true self begins to speak. Denzel Washington once said, "If you don't fail, you're not even trying." And let me tell you something. Learning to be alone is hard. It feels like failure at first. It feels like loss. But that loss, that emptiness, it's where your power is born. You see, we spend so much of our lives chasing things, chasing people, approval, attention. We fear being alone because we've been taught that loneliness equals worthlessness. That if no one wants you, you must be broken. That if you're not surrounded by people, you must be less than. But let me ask you this. What if solitude is the highest form of self-love? What if being alone is not rejection, but redirection? There's a difference between loneliness and being alone. Loneliness is the ache that comes from believing you're not enough. Being alone is the strength that comes from knowing you are. When you're alone, you begin to see clearly. The masks fall off, the roles disappear. It's just you, raw, unfiltered, real. And in that realness, you find your truth. You find the parts of you that were silenced by crowds, dimmed by relationships, lost in the noise. This is your time to rebuild, not with someone else's blueprint, but with your own. You get to decide who you are, what you stand for, what kind of life you want to live. It's in solitude that Denzel found his own voice. Before the fame, before the awards, he was just a man with a dream. A man who knew that greatness isn't born in crowds. It's forged in silence. It's tested in failure. It's proven when no one is watching. He once said, "Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. And nothing feels harder than facing yourself." But that hardship, that discomfort of being alone, that's your training ground. That's your gym. That's your battlefield. When you let go of needing others to define you, you reclaim your freedom. You let go of attachments that were never love, just dependency. You let go of expectations that were never yours to carry. You let go of the old version of you, the one that begged for attention, that feared being ignored. Letting go is hard, but holding on to what's breaking you is even harder. It's not weakness to walk away. It's power. Power to choose peace over chaos. Power to choose growth over comfort. Power to choose yourself, even when the world tells you not to. People will leave. That's life. Circumstances will change. That's reality. But your worth? That should never be up for debate. You don't need someone to complete you. You were never incomplete. You don't need someone to save you. You were always the hero. Learn to sit in the silence, to hear your own voice, to build your own peace, because the world will always try to define you by your status, your relationships, your followers. But in solitude, you remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Denzel Washington reminds us, true desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. That desire you feel, that longing for peace, for clarity, for purpose, it's yours. It was placed in you for a reason. But to receive it, you must first be willing to stand alone. You must be willing to walk through the valley with no applause, no audience, no backup, just faith, just fire, just focus. Don't fear the quiet. Don't run from the stillness. Embrace it. This is where you heal. This is where you transform. This is where you rise. Because being happy alone is not about isolation. It's about liberation. It's about waking up and realizing that your joy was never in someone else's hands. It was in yours, all along. It's choosing to smile, not because someone gave you a reason, but because you gave yourself permission. It's waking up to purpose, not because someone motivated you, but because you found your mission. It's dancing alone in your room. It's walking through the city with no destination. It's falling in love with your mind, your body, your story. It's realizing that you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not unworthy. You are becoming. You are evolving. You are exactly where you need to be. They won't understand your silence. They won't get your distance. And that's okay. Because this chapter is not about them. It's about you. The strongest people you'll ever meet, they've mastered the art of being alone. Not because they don't value connection, but because they don't depend on it to feel alive. They've been through hell, and they came out on fire. They faced loss, betrayal, abandonment, and still chose to love, still chose to hope, still chose to believe in themselves. So if you're walking alone today, walk tall. If you're healing from heartbreak, heal slow, but heal strong. If you're searching for meaning, stop looking out there and start looking within. The world will tell you that being alone is weakness, but it's not. It's the beginning of unshakable strength, because once you find peace in solitude, no one can take it from you. Once you learn to be happy alone, you'll never settle for half-hearted love again. Once you fall in love with your solitude, you'll realize being alone was the greatest gift life ever gave you. So let go. Let go of who you were. Let go of who they wanted you to be. Let go of what you thought would make you happy. And step into the version of yourself that doesn't just survive alone, but thrives. Because at the end of the day, it's not about being surrounded by people. It's about being connected to yourself. It's not about the noise, it's about the message. And the message is this: you are enough, you are powerful, and you are never truly alone. As Denzel said, don't aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. And sometimes the first difference you make is in your own life. So walk alone. Walk proud. Walk free.